do you think is going to happen today? You guys think it'll start? Cold start. One pump. Start right up. Car runs pretty good. We just got to figure out what's going on with that accelerator pump. I'll take that back apart eventually. I'm not as frustrated today as I was back then when I took it apart. So I was just frustrated after doing the whole thing and then having the accelerator pump not work right. Of course, I had to put air in the tire. I didn't show that. Every day until I get new tires and new valve stems in there. It's going to be a pain in the butt. It's a really good car. We just got to make it look better. So we're going to try something that I haven't tried in many years. This product right here, TR3, works amazing for restoring paint. It's probably one of the only products that I know that still exists that does this. Just put a little on your towel. Liberal amount. It's not cheap anymore. It used to be really cheap. You just put it on the paint. You got this oxidized paint right here. Scrub it a little bit. I've never tried this with a buffer. I don't know if it works or not. Maybe we'll try a little bit with it. And then kind of let it dry. I think I let it dry all the way, but like I said, I haven't done this in a long time. Then you just wipe it off. And if you can't see that, paint is like restored. We used to have a product back in the 80s. It was like this stuff here. It was exactly the same, whatever chemical that's in that. And it was called Parco Blue. And we had it at the body shop. And what we did is we used to get a lot of cars with oxidation on the paint. And one of the things you'll find is there just isn't, this is probably the only product that really takes it off quickly. You can buff it off. And they used to have something called Blend Ease. So guys were using Blend Ease for their paint blending. And we were laughing at them. Because we used this stuff called Parco Blue. It was like this stuff right here on steroids. I mean, it was like so powerful. You could just, you put it on, you wipe it off. I just put gobs of it on a towel like this. We didn't even use microfiber towels. We used like terry cloth. They didn't even have microfiber. So we're using like terry cloth to do it. And I just wipe down a fender. And there's their finish. The color's all restored. It's done in seconds. These other guys are sitting with blendies, you know. Oh yeah, and they're scratching and trying to get it off. Then we'd use that, and we'd use a little bit of steel, 4-0 steel wool just to rough up the surface we were blending into. And we were just killing it. So you can see that really makes a difference. Maybe we'll do like half the hood. We'll take a look at it. You don't want to do this in the sun. You got to do it in the shade when it's cool. And it's a great way. I'll put a link in the description. They used to sell it everywhere. I mean, you could get it at every hardware store had it. Every automotive supply had it. You know, the big change support stores, Craig and Auto Parts and all them used to have this stuff. And again, because there's not that many single stage finishes anymore, they say it does it on clear, but it doesn't really. Clear doesn't need to be done like this as much. And so if there's like blemishes in the paint, you can actually take them off. We'll just go right up the middle. You can just take them off. It just goes right into that. You can do it once or twice. And then it leaves a glaze on here that keeps the finish looking really good. So Unlike things like guys are going, well, linseed oil works really good. As soon as that stuff dries out, you got a horrible looking finish again. This stuff will last quite a while. So this is a fairly easy process. You can just, like I said, you can just do it all by hand. You can sit there, you know, get your beverage of choice out and spend a day, fix your old Patina car. And I mean, it'll shine everything, even the old primer. It'll protect the rust a little bit. So even the rusted areas like this, it gives it a little, like almost a wax that's on it. It's a glaze, it's not wax. So you can see, look at the difference. We'll do half the hood and then we'll take a look at it. All right, there you go, guys. Let's take a look. I did half the hood. Let's get you guys back a little bit. Now, can you tell the difference? I mean, that's yellow and that's chalk. And listen, the thing is a lot of people go, oh, I don't want to buff my paint because it removes the paint. This just takes the chalk stuff off. Just like what I'm doing with my finger. It doesn't remove any of the paint. It'll preserve everything that's there. So, you know, if that's what you're looking for, this is the chemical that does the job. And, you know, if you want to do the whole thing twice, that's a good idea. And I'd say don't go too far ahead of where you're at. Like, I've still got some on this towel, so I'll just kind of do this area again. Like, I'll go through and do it, the whole thing, a couple times. And yeah, it does take a couple hours to do the whole car. Now, the other thing is, I'm going to try to do the other section of the hood with the orbital buffer. And all the orbital buffer is going to do is apply the product. It is not going to buff off anything, okay? It's just going to use it to apply the product so I can do it faster. So I'm not using my hand and putting on. So I have a cordless orbital, link in the description, from VW company, and it works amazing. So you can try one of those, and I would suggest if you're gonna buy one, get the one with 2 batteries. I like the cordless one. It's because you don't have to get cords out. You don't have to worry about your cord rubbing on your surface. So we'll do the other half of the hood and let you guys check it out here from the sideline and just see how quickly it goes down. Let's have a look. So now this gets rid of that ratty look of this, okay, and gives it that nice preserved patina look that you'll like to see, where it almost looks like it has clear coat on it, but the paint is restored, okay? You don't have to put clear on your paint to have it look good. So the next step, what I'll do after this is, now I know Juan's going to be watching, and because he was like, text me the name of the stuff or the picture of it. Here's the other stuff I use right here. Menzerna Power Lock Ultimate Protection. Now what this does, it does not change the look of the finish at all. You can apply this by hand, or you can apply it with a machine. Same way, you're not buffing off anything. That's why I'm using an orbital. Orbital doesn't really take off very much. All right, it's just easier on your hands. You can just, you know, you're not going like this and rubbing it in. The machine's doing it. Okay, and there's not that much rubbing to do. It's not that hard to apply either of these products. But when you're 60 years old, any little bit makes a difference. All right, so I'll put this on after we're all done. This is Menzerna Power Lock. All this does is just seal it and gives it a whole year's protection, so that, you know, if it's kept in a garage and you put this on there, plus this makes it easier to wash. You wash it, it's almost like that ceramic coating where all the dirt just runs off of it. So when you go to dust it off or wash it, it cleans it a lot easier. It gives it a super slippery finish. This is a really nice product to use as a finish after you're done doing the whole car with the TR3. So let's take a look. We'll do this door right here because I know it's going to be in the shade. We'll do this door and we'll just look at that panel and look at this. To me, that looks ratty. That looks nice. Okay, this looks like an old ratty car. It doesn't look like it's well taken care of. This looks like it's taken care of. All right, like somebody's, you know, been out there working and working, keeping it clean. And it's really no big deal. It's all a facade. It's, you know, you can fool all your buddies into thinking you're, you know, doing all this extra work. And it's really not that much work, guys. I do this one by hand just to show you it makes absolutely no difference. Whether you do it by hand or you do it with a machine, it's just a little easier. So if you look here, I see a little bit of a haze right there. I'll go over that again, you know, because it kind of only takes off so much at a time when it's really bad like this. I still have some on the cloth. What I do is I use one area of the cloth, like we used to use a little tiny cloth when we were younger doing this stuff. I've used this stuff since I was 15 years old. I've used this stuff many, many times. My uncle, my dad wasn't handy at all. He didn't do anything like this. You know, my dad, he didn't barely ever washed his car. yet polish it. But my uncle used to be kind of like, hey, we got to go TR3 the car, or we called it wax, but it was just TR3. And we'd go out there in the garage and do a little section. And then we did a Honda Civic back in the day, had an orange Honda Civic, and it was like worse than this, you know, and it would look beautiful. And it looked that way for over a year without even putting it in the garage, by just using this product. So so I'm no newbie. This isn't something I just learned last week and I'm showing you guys. I use this many times when I just haven't had a car that I've needed to use it on. And a lot of times, like, it's a little cheaper for me on some of the buses I did to use my buffer and the polish I have. I can do a whole car with, you know, half a quart of polish. And this stuff's a little more expensive. This is like, now it's like 25 bucks. It used to be, I mean, it used to be like really cheap, you know, $3 or something. But it's because nobody has this kind of single stage paint anymore. The reason that they went to 2-stage is because there's less maintenance. It's easier to match. It's easier to blend. You know, all the lacquer products they used to use to do blending, like when I was younger, we used to just, you know, if we had a spot, like this has been repaired right here, okay? And I can even polish that. That'll polish up nice, okay? We used to spot it with lacquer and then just blend it. And they'll melt the lacquer into the old lacquer, and it worked great. Well, now they don't have those products. So that's why we went to base coat, clear coat, because of, you know, because lacquer is it's not very good for your body, okay? It's not very good for the earth. It's pretty tough on things. So they just got rid of it. Almost all lacquer products are gone. But if you can see, I mean, look at that. I mean, what do you guys think about that there? You know, like I said, I've been using it for years, and I've told my buddy CT, I was like, dude, use this. And he goes, oh, I'll use linseed oil. Okay. Been there, done that. You know, this stuff it will last. This will look like this for a long time. Anybody who's used it will be confident. You can just start reading comments. They'll tell you the same thing. TR3. And if I could only tell you guys, back in the day, you can look this up on, I've seen pictures of it. There was stuff called Blue Parco or Parco Blue. And it was the same thing. It was just like TR3, but it was blue. Okay, when you took it out of the can, it was kind of bluish. And it was the same thing, but way stronger. And you could just put it on thick, and it would wipe off even easier. So it was like, so when I was working in the body shop, we didn't use TR3 then, because this is stuff I used when I was younger. You know, like I was 15, 16, 14 years old. We were out polishing the cars in the garage. And when I got older, I found out about Parco Blue. And I didn't use this product anymore, because that stuff was just like 100 times as strong and easier to put on and faster. And since, again, that one's gone too. Like that product got bought like by Car Groom or something like that, one of the bigger ones. Then Car Groom got bought like by 3M or something. It's just all gone. And you can see a picture of it if you can find it on the internet. You might be able to find one, and you'll see like this. It kind of had this weird blue bottles, and they had a bunch of different stuff. They had Parco Blue compounds, and they had this product called, I don't know what it was called, Glaze or some Parco Blue Glaze, and that stuff just was amazing. Any body shop guys who ever used that years ago, comment below. There's not very many people who knew about it. I could go to 100 different body shops, and maybe one of them would know. In fact, we had to special order it when we got it, but the guy that I worked with was really good, and he knew tons of shortcuts. Him and I together were insane. We were just blowing stuff out so fast. All the managers was just like, wow, where did you guys learn all this stuff? It's like, we were good back in the day, but there just wasn't enough money in that business for me. I just was like, I felt like it was going to get destroyed by the VOC laws, and it did. All right, just so you know, you guys, you're not scrubbing. A lot of people think, oh, well, you got to scrub the surface off. You're just applying this stuff, and it's soaking into the oxidation and chemically removing it. All right, just releasing it from the paint. So you're not, I'm not having to like scrub away or anything. A little bit, because the surface is so heavily bad, but it's not like you're polishing it. Like if you use a polishing compound, what happens when you use a polishing compound is you're scrubbing off that surface off of it. This stuff is different. It's going into the oxidation and chemically relieving it from the finish. So it's a lot easier than what you might think. You guys are going, oh, I can just do that with rubbing compound. No, you can't. It doesn't do the same thing. That scrubs it and takes it off. And it actually takes a little bit of paint off too. And when the paint's already so thin that you can see through it, you want the chemical to do the work, not you. So yeah, you got to use a product like this. This stuff works really good. And if you wanted to clear coat it after doing this, there's a way to do that. I think after you're done with this, you'd have to scuff it with some sort of like a scuff pad to get it a little bit rough. I'm not sure. I would use wax and grease remover and all that after that. But we used to, with the other stuff, Parco Blue, you could paint over that. So I don't know. Maybe this one you could. I don't know. I've never done it. Because again, like I said, once Parco Blue came out, or was it was out for years. It was something really old product. And when, like I said, the painter where I used to work, he knew about it. I didn't know about it. And he goes, and I knew about TR3. And he goes, you like TR3? He goes, yeah. I go, yeah. And he said, this stuff's like 100 times stronger than that. So I go, bring it on. So I was like, so when I did it, I was like, hey, man, that stuff's great. I just wish they had it now for these old cars and finishes, but that company's been dissolved. You can, like I said, you can find pictures of it on the internet. You'll find information on it a little bit. You know, what happened to Parko. That's not CK. Parko, Parco Blue. Use that stuff many times. Yeah, and these corners, I can't really get the buffer in here, so it's just a little, I'm just doing these by hand and letting you guys see. Okay, is that very hard to do? It isn't. It's pretty easy. You just, and what happens is sometimes you go to wipe it, when you go to wipe it off, you're going to see, okay, I didn't get everything. So you put another coat on because it soaks in deeper the second time. So when you wipe it all off, you look here, you kind of go, okay, got a couple spots where I can see the haze. You apply it one more time, and then it goes in to that, through that layer, because it can only go through so much at a time, almost like paint stripper. And then eventually it all comes off. And you can even leave this stuff in there to kind of give it that aged look, whatever, but at least you have that nice original color. So I was telling another guy, Lind, he's got that beautiful original paint, and it's got fingerprints all over it. And I'm like, dude, man, TR3 that thing. I don't know. So maybe he'll watch this and decide to do it, because it really helps to bring that finish back. Just makes it look clean. That's all I can tell you. It doesn't have that fingerprinted, all grossed out fingerprinted look. Like, you know, this makes it look like, wow, that's real original paint. You know, it's so nice. So yeah, we're just gonna do the whole thing. Let you guys check it out when we'll have you guys along to check it out. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Don't forget to like the video. Be sure to subscribe if you're not a subscriber yet. It's free. All you gotta do is push the subscribe button, and what happens is, if you want those notifications of the new videos, you can get them. If you don't want those, you can turn the bell off and still be a subscriber, and then that will help our numbers a little bit, and then you can select the videos you want to watch. So, and I don't send notifications out, you guys, for product reviews or shorts. So if you want to see shorts or product reviews, you're going to have to look at the channel and find those things. We'll step back here in a second. We'll take another look where we're at. Okay. Wow, that looks so much better. Let's refresh our memory of what the other side of the car looks like. I mean, look at that. That's just shocky. And, you know, this is what I'm talking about. You get fingerprints on that. It just looks horrible. Like all around here, around the door handles, fingerprints. That's what I was telling you. Like, Lynn, get some TR3 out, man. Clean that paint up. It'll look beautiful like this. You know, that looks nice. I mean, that looks like, see, I can see a little haze going on here. So I may need to put another coat on. And like I was saying, is it only takes off so much at a time. The chemical has to soak in, and it only soaks in so deep, kind of like paint stripper. So you put another layer of it on, it'll soak in further. You can only get so much at a time, and then you just go ahead and just wipe it off. I'm not scrubbing it off. All I'm doing is just letting the chemical soak in and release the oxidation from the paint. It's kind of wild how it works, but that's what it does. So that looks better now. Got the haze out of that. So, you know, it takes a good solid day, you know, 4 hours or so to do a whole car. But man, look at the difference. I mean, look at that. You look at the roof, just on this same side, the roof here and the yellow down here. It's yellow again. Now, if you got old rubber like this, kind of keep it off of that, you know. But if the rubber's good, like if it's still good, like these things here were in pretty good shape, you can actually restore that too. It'll take the oxidation off the plastic. So, and the rubber. So if you've got like these little door handle rubber pieces, it'll take the oxidation off that rubber. Okay, so they'll restore that and make it look good too. But if you have old decrepit, you know, rubber that's just shot, no, it's not going to do it. It has to be, you know, like I wouldn't do this part. Keep it off of that, but it does chrome too. So if there's like oxidation on your chrome and on your metal, kind of removes it. It's neat stuff. I can see some right here, so I'll probably, again, like reapply a few areas. I don't know if I'll do all of it. I'll let somebody else do it. Tell them the product to use. Yeah, she's looking good though. Man, what a difference. And then, like I said, when I'm using the buffer, all I'm doing is just doing the same thing, but just a little easier on my body. That's it. I'm not scrubbing it off. You're not scrubbing anything off. You're just applying it. It's soaking into it and then releasing it. It's different. Big difference. It even works well on your chrome. to bring it back, it takes off all that crud. It's, like I said, it kind of soaks into that stuff and releases it. Look at that. It's amazing. Now, you guys, this fender has been spot repaired. If you can see the sander marks here, that's from the sanding. This was spot repaired in the old lacquer, probably failed. Now, I could leave it like that, or I could re-spot that and make it look good. It's a decision you can make. If I can get a really good match to that, I could spray and blend that and make it look a little bit better. I mean, it's looking better as I put more of this stuff on there, but before I put this on there, I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll respray that. Now the roof, is, that's just weathered off, so I'll leave that alone. We'll just we'll put some of this product on there and then get that all off of there. But I'll be real careful around this rubber because it just looks kind of bad. That's how it comes out, kind of like that. It doesn't wash off either, so it just stays on there. You can't get it off. So, but on like this rubber right here, see, it restored that. And that's original rubber, so it's really good quality rubber. So why do I want to replace that, you know? So anyway, and even these rubber, which this is pretty new, I could probably put this on here and it would restore that and make it look black again. Let's try an area just to see. There's still enough on this cloth. So I use the same cloth over and over because this, like I said, you don't want to buy 2 or 3 cans of this stuff. It's not cheap. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, that rubber, because it's in good shape, could be restored and it'll look like that. So, because it takes all the oxidation off the rubber. Any like dirt, oxidation, all that, it just releases it. Like, I don't know, it's weird. I don't know how it works, but that's how it does it. So it does. I know how it works, I just don't know how it does it. Look at that. Looks really good. This one's got like some kind of a, this has like hard water on here, so I'll probably use some lime away on that and get that off, because it doesn't really take that hard water off. That's one thing it doesn't do. All right, let's take a look here. We all the way zoomed out. Looks like we are got a couple of little fadey spots in there that probably need to be done by hand. The buffer is not helping at all. It was I switched back to just doing by hand back here. All you're doing is applying it and then letting it soak in. And once it soaks into it, it goes through it and kind of removes it. So it's kind of like soap, how soap goes underneath the surface and then makes it slippery and have the dirt fall off. I don't know how exactly, but you know what I mean. So yeah, that's all you're doing. Just doing it that way. And it just takes it off and there's your paint, you know. It's not taking any of the paint off. Like when you buff it, people go, I don't want to buff my car because it takes the paint off. This doesn't do that at all. This only just takes the oxidation off, leaves the paint. It just dissolves that, you know, it's almost like a dirt. Oxidation is, you know, that part of the paint that's just gone. It's not staying on there anyway. So whatever's left, it's polishing that. And it just makes it look amazing. Looks like a really nice looking car now. I mean, once the wheels are painted on this thing and new tires on it, I mean, I could find a used one of these trim pieces too. I'll check with a couple guys, see if somebody has one. I got the clips for it. They came with the car. That piece was probably in the pile and it got thrown away. There's just so much stuff over there. I'm trying to get all the parts for the car, but you know, I thought we had all the trim pieces and there was a trim there and I was like, what the hell is it? What the heck is this? And it didn't look right. It didn't look like the one for the hood, but maybe it was. So once the wheels are refreshed with a good metallic satin, it looks just like the original, what I put on these. It'll make it look really nice. And then just leave the ratty running boards and all that. And yeah, she's running good. Pretty good. I mean, not bad. It starts right up. Tires are going to be flat tomorrow morning, but looks a lot better with this thing on here. It's like just got to get that air cleaner. I got to go pick up my air filter. Didn't do that yet. A couple little details. I don't know what to do with this though. I just don't like it. Tell me what your thoughts are on that, guys. I don't know why it looks weird. But anyway, yeah, I don't know what to do with that. I'm not sure. It just doesn't look good. And I don't like the screw heads just standing out at you. It just doesn't look good. I mean, if it had little buttons on them or something like that, like some interior type thing, it wouldn't look nearly as bad as it does. But with that, you know, it just looks like, I'll fix this problem. Yuck. Anyway, we could clean up the inside too. All the door jambs in here probably need to be cleaned. You know, they could just get wiped off, I think, and they'll probably look good. Just do some cleaner and wipe them off. Get it all cleaned up. Could detail on this thing for weeks. Get some door panels. I don't know, maybe tape the wood on better. Just leave it on there, I guess. And somebody said something about putting the fresh air stuff in. I'll just put it back in. I don't know about this vent. I don't think we have it. Maybe that's why he took it out. I don't know. We'll figure something out on that. Get that all back in. Fresh air ducts and all that. The wiper motor and all that. It's all there. So it's just got to go back in. All right. Cool. I'll talk to you in the next one. Please like, share, and subscribe. Like new again.